Dave Courtney is one of a kind, a man who is feared and a man who is loved. Courtney was born in Bermondsey, South East London, 17th of February 1959, and is a well-known English former gangster. Courtney started out debt collecting and minding clubs, and his reputation led him to become a key figure in the Underworld. This helped Courtney connect with many old-school famous British criminals, fighters and drug dealers, such as Howard Marks, the Krays, the Richardson gang, and Charles Bronson, to name a few. Courtney was even given the honour of organising the security at Ronnie Krays' funeral. As time has gone on, Courtney's friend and associates list has continually multiplied, to the point where now there are a few people Courtney hasn't rubbed shoulders with. Courtney has also had a lot of enemies in his time and been the target of serious assault. He has been shot, stabbed, had his nose bitten off, and even killed in the act of self-defence. He was also involved in a car crash which Courtney believes was an attempt on his life. As a celebrity, Courtney has gone on to do many TV interviews, acted in various films, and even authored 6 books. Courtney currently resides at his home named Camelot Castle in South East London and spends most of his time as a socialite. Courtney loves to party and entertain, so much that he even built a nightclub in his property. Courtney is certainly a fascinating character, with a life unusual to most, and our film crew have kindly been given the rare opportunity to film inside his home. Join us for an evening with Dave Courtney.
Right, this painting here was done by a man called Piers Andress. He's a religious artefact restorer. He goes all around the world touching up the ceilings of churches and altars and the things on the front of pirate ships, you know, the thing and all that. And he painted that for me. But what is really cool about this painting, apart from it being very realistic and lifelike, what is really cool about this painting is when he painted the skin, the pot of paint was only about that big. And before he painted, he cut me there with a pair of wire snippers there, and half filled it with my blood. And then he painted it. And now, if you scrape off any of my skin, that DNA is Dave Courtney. So you cannot forge that painting. He said, you know, one day when you die, that will be worth a lot of money. And I personally, I know it's a good painting, I personally thought that was the fucking bollocks. It was the bollocks. So there it is, and on there was that bracelet, that was on there, but I got divorced from my wife, and I'm afraid she took it when she left. But they are real diamonds. There's a real diamond in my ear, there were real diamonds on that, and I was on the cover of the Versace Christmas catalogue with this jacket, because it's a Versace jacket, and when they painted me, I'm going to make myself be hated by all the animal lovers, because I'm actually quite an animal lover myself, but when he painted that, he went to put the wings on it. I can't look at you and then paint you and then imagine wings. I need wings. So I had to get a set of swan wings nailed to a scaffold board and then stand them up behind me, stand in front of it and let them paint them. Where I got them from, I'm not going to say, yeah, but you know, as you can see, they are real swan wings. And I am an animal lover, blah, big time, but I needed swan wings anyway. Thank God they can swim well. And I used to look like that. Now the painting looks better than me. Now I'm holding my tummy in, I don't know why while I'm saying this. Now the painting looks better than me. But Dave, I love you, bro.
I'm Debbie.
And how do you know David?
How do I know David? I'm his girlfriend.
And what's that like?
Different. It's interesting. I think it's manic at times, but we do get our quiet times when he comes to mine. But he's always got something going on in his life, and it's just not normal. I've got my normal go to work, do me Monday to Friday job. But weekends are normally a bit crazy.
Yeah, so when you say it's kind of like a little bit, you know, crazy and things like that, give us an example of that.
Ooh, how is it crazy? It's just not the norm. I think some of the things that he has to do or where he goes, and he kind of does it so naturally because he's done it for years. He's a natural entertainer. He's a people's person, and a lot of people have got the wrong idea. And they when they meet for the first time because of what they've read or what they've heard, and he's not like that at all. So I kind of when we're out, take a bit of a step back. I was with him, but I take a step back and let him do. I look at it when we're out in a social event like that he's working. That's how I view it. So it could be one day he could be doing a show, next day he could be commentating at a bare knuckle fighting event. Just not your normal going out for a meal on a Saturday night thing. Think of some examples as well. There's just too many. I mean, I've known him probably for about, we met more than 5 years ago, but we didn't get together straight away. But since I've been with him, we've just done so many crazy things that I've never done before. So there's never a dull moment. We're a normal couple. Do the normal couple thing. We argue as well, like everybody else does. We have our good days and bad days, and good times and bad times. But most of the time, it's fun. We have a lot of fun. Yeah. And I've kind of had to get used to his life because I think I was pretty. Someone said to me once, an old friend of his, "You're quite normal, aren't you?" So I stand out because I'm normal, because most of the people around him, very eclectic crowd of people surround him, I think. But I don't know, he's adored by a lot. He's adored by me.
So, could you tell me who you are, please?
Me, I'm Norman Buckland. The Governor! Stormy Norman, they know me as. I've been about for a long time, yeah. I don't party so much now. I've got kids who, I'm single-handed, bring my kids up and that, so I can't get into trouble or anything like that. So I've kept a low profile, But about 10 years ago, that was my fighting time, 8 years ago, when I was about 50. Up to then, I was doing all my fighting and everything. I've known Dave for years. Dave's been a good mate of mine. With Manny Clark, we've done the doors together, we've been all over the place. And, hey! Keep your guard up! Keep your fucking guard up! I fucking love you, Dave. Can you hear me, Dave? I fucking love you! And he comes along with Manny Clark. I've known him since I was a kid. We used to do the doors together when we was youngsters, But Dave, I've always loved Dave. He's a lovely fella. My best man at my wedding, And he's the last. When Dave's gone, there probably won't be much more left, He's a one-off. And the point is, what people don't realise about Dave. Woo, 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 woo. Sorry, a bit slow there, mate. The fingers in the eyes. I don't even drink. Crazy, isn't it? Don't take drugs. I'm just on a natural high. Dave, yeah, he's fantastic. I mean, there's the old man Joey Pole, Mitch Pole's here today. Joe Pole's son. He's lovely. Pole's a lovely family. Lambrano's, Tony. I went to Tony's funeral. They seem to be dying now. Bless them. Seem to be dying now. I love coming to Dave's. You know what I mean? I love even going out to him, like Caesar's Palace. I think that's gone now. And all his parties and stuff, and as to know him, he's a funny fella, he can make a crowd of people. And what I like about him, you can get an old pensioner coming here today or someone in a wheelchair, and he'll go out his way and make them, feel special, there's a lot of goodness in him, And I always said, he could go to the prisons and help the youngsters out, these YPs what have just been put in, but he does like being a gangster, but he wants to put that aside, and you know what I mean? And I think that'd be great for him. I think that would be great. But he's a gangster. He's one of the old school, like.
I noticed over there you got a picture of Winston Churchill.
Yeah.
I mean, is you know, what's the reason behind that?
The reason behind that is this. He is proof of what I am. You do not have to be the best fighter to be in charge. That is very old-fashioned. That is like Conan the Barbarian, yeah? The best fighter is the one in charge. That is not how it is in real life. The best fighter, you know, you have to be the boss of delegation, yeah? The round peg in the round hole. And you bring a fighter to the fight, and you bring your best dancer to a dance. Yeah, you don't bring the best fighter to a dance, and you don't bring a dancer to a fight. And Winston Churchill, a little short, fat, drunk, bald man, yeah, was the one that won the World War for us. Not because he's the toughest, it was delegation, the right man for the right job. Yeah, and sometimes you have to lose a couple of rounds in a boxing match to win the last three. So he lost a couple of battles, but he won the war, and I am an admirer of that. I am truly the most unracist boss of men you will ever meet, because half or 3/4 of my army are not white Caucasian or Church of England, yeah? They are all different shapes, colours, sizes, religions and all that, and that's what makes me, in their eyes, a very frightening man. Yeah? You know, he's not a bunch of skinheads all sitting there going, well, do him, kill him, you know what I mean, and all that, yeah? Yeah, my it is turn of the millennium. I can now ring up yellow men, brown men, yeah? I can get an Eskimo to fuck up your fucking polar bear if I want to, you know what I mean, yeah? It's the year of technology.
Yeah.
And that is my thing. And the rest of the world would look at it as, I must be the nastiest, toughest man to be in charge. But that's really not it.
Yeah.
That's really not it. Yeah, Hitler was not the best fighter in his army, for fuck's sake. Do you know the greatest leaders in the world? Let me tell you a fact. Going through your history book, the greatest leaders in the world were all that big. Winston Churchill, Chairman Mao, Hitler, Marco Polo, Julius Caesar. They was all little tiny men. Yeah, they was all tiny men. Yeah, tiny men. Right. They were all little. You don't have to be the best fighter anymore. You don't have to be Conan the Barbarian to be the one in charge. You just have to be the most. And what I have is what we would say in this country is the gift of the gab. Yeah, I get on with the Russians, I get on with the Polish, I get on with the Chinese, the Pakistani, the England, the Hells Angels, the Outlaws, the whites, the blacks, the yellow, I get on with them because of that. And you can mend an awful lot more with that than you can with one of them. Yeah, I do not do cocaine. Yeah, I do take drugs. I'm sorry, but because I take drugs, I do not sell them. Yeah, that's not my fucking way of living. As a criminal, you have your best gift as a criminal is you must be able to read a man as quick as you fucking can. Because if I get it wrong, I get 25 years I didn't want, or another belly button that I never want, or a fucking hole in me, yeah, I didn't want. Yeah, so I have to be good at reading a man. And how can you read a man that doesn't know what he is after he's gone and he comes out the toilet and he's something, yeah? So I don't want to be in that world. You understand what I mean? Yeah, I'm not going to go and put my life at risk with them.
No.
I don't do that. You understand what I mean? I'm better or anything like that. Most of my friends do that, but it's not. I'm the one that's in charge.
Yeah.
I'm the one that they're talking about in the telly and the newspapers. In America, they look at me as the typical English naughty man. So I will take that on board very seriously. And if they want to look at me as the typical English criminal, I have a fucking thing to hold up. I have a thing to represent. Yeah, it's almost like going to the Olympic Games with a English flag, this is what you are competing against.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Mafia, Mr. Yardy, Mr. whatever, yeah, Triad, yeah, this is... Yeah, and it's a very unenviable fucking position to be in, my friend.
Yeah.
You have to practice what you preach. And not many people, everyone goes, what you see is what you get. Yeah, go fuck yourself, because no one runs by that.
No.
Yeah, you might swear in front of your friends, but you don't swear in front of your mum. Yeah, you ain't the same in front of your girlfriend as you are in front of your wife. Yeah. Well, because my life is in front of that, yeah, I have to be the same. So it's a very unenviable position to be in. So I might as well do it with as much pride for England and Winston Churchill as I can.
Yeah. Because
the rest of the world are looking at me now with their... I'm not computer worthy, by the way. Yeah. Illiterate, yeah? With Facebooks and all that. But I know that is the way forward. It's just I was at the wrong era to... I've learnt that, yeah? Not that I'm a silly man, but because I can't learn it, I've got people doing that thing for me.
Yeah.
But I do know it's important. But, yeah, if I wanted to have a computer in my house, which if you look round, I have not got, because I do not want anything that's got a bit of paper flicking out going, Courtney, you fat wanker, right, by someone in Zimbabwe with no address and no name. I don't want that fucking machine in my house.
Yeah.
Yeah? Where they're talking to me with their thumb doing it. I'm sorry. I know it's the way forward. But it ain't me. You got upset with me, then knock on my fucking door and tell me. Don't email me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Keyboard warriors.
Well, whatever that means.
Yeah.
Whatever that means. Yeah, and if you have a look, my front door is open, my back door is open, my garden is open, my gates are open. You've been in my house.
Yeah.
I'll put a big picture of myself on the side of my house. If you don't know where I live, I'll show you. Don't talk to me with your thumb on a computer and tell me you don't like me. Come and tell me. And and to be perfectly honest with you, mate, I've got my pro and con Dave Courtney. But anyone I know, and I will say this to you for your documentary, anyone I know that I've ever worked with goes, I'm alright. Yeah, and if Ronnie, Reggie and Charlie Kray want to say I'm alright, Ronnie Biggs, Lenny McLean, Roy Shaw wants to say I'm alright, Charlie Bronson and all that wants to say I'm alright. Everyone I've worked with says I'm okay. But if anyone that I've never met before, with jealousy, will go whatever they think I am, yeah? I'm not interested in what you think of me. I'm not, no disrespect, I'm not worried what some man in a pub in Peckham thinks of me, yeah? If Ronnie, Reggie and Charlie Kray think I'm alright, I don't care what the fuck, because even people that pretend to not like me, when I turn up they go, Dave, I love you, mwah. Right? So it don't matter to me. I'm not doing it because I'm the artist. Yeah, it's because you're fucking dick brain. Half of the people that work for me can kick the fuck out of Dave Courtney. I've got a lot of Russians and Algerian and all that work for me at the moment. They're not hard nuts. They're ex-KGB fucking secret agents. Yeah, they're fucking murderers. Right? They're not a bunch of skinhead. That work for me. It's not I'm in charge because I am the naughtiest. It's just my job. I'm in charge, and the leader is just as important to a soldier. A good leader is as important as a good soldier. A soldier can't be a leader, and a leader is a shit soldier. But you've all got your fucking job. You understand what I mean?
Oh yeah, exactly.
And the military understand the importance of the pecking order. Yeah, private, sergeant. Captain, major, they understand the importance. In real life, gangsters don't. Everyone wants to be in charge. You fucking idiot, really? Yeah, you want to take some of the shit that's on my shoulders, really? Because you want to be in charge? You fool, right? You don't want to.
No.
You don't want to, right? No, because they've got to be big old shoulders, they're like that. Because you've got to take the buck stops here sort of thing. And nothing is more important than in the criminal world that you got to have some shoulders on you when the buck stops here in that world. Yeah, you can't just pretend to be whatever you are. You might be able to get away with it in any other world, but you all sometimes or other get tested. Well, in my world, you get tested a lot, and you cannot afford to be tested in today's world as a naughty man if you're not fucking real.
Yeah.
Because there's different continents of the world hold human life at different importance. Yeah, in England, thank fuck, we hold it quite highly. But in Romania or Kosovo or Moscow or fucking Kingston, Jamaica or Algeria or fucking Afghanistan, human life means that, mate. Yeah? Yeah, and you'll just get another belly button in the forehead. Yeah, and because they put him at the bottom of your road with a chamois leather and a bucket of bubbles, you think he's a wanker. He's just come from a war-torn country that are mutilating people all day, every day.
Yeah.
And now he's standing here with a bucket full of pennies, right? So for £1,000, he will come round your house, knock on the door. He can't even say Dave Courtney, let alone respect me. He can't even say the fucking name, Dave Courtney. He just look at the photo, yeah. Boom. And drive home. How the fuck are you going to catch him? He don't know me, I don't know him, I've never spoke to him, right? Yeah, that's knocked all that gangster world upside down, mate.
Yeah.
It's blown it out of the water. It used to cost you 10, 15 grand to get someone capped. Now you can get it done for £1,000, a £500 car at the auction, and a £500 fucking bit of metal.
Yeah.
Huh? Dev Courtney. Yeah. I hate being Dave Courtney. I fucking hate it. I mean, this is Julie Saint, right? This is another little superstar in her own right. Another little superstar in her own right. And I'm privileged to have a lady just swanning about in my back garden. And how chuffed do I feel? Look, that is dancing in my back garden. Stop it. Stop it. Lucky cunt or what? You know.
Debbie and Dave, thank you. Big up Debbie and Dave.
So these parties, how often do they come around?
He has parties at the house quite regular, probably once a month average. But then if you've got a nightclub at the end of your garden, you'd be silly not to have parties, wouldn't you? And it's good. It's great because you haven't got to go out. You can worry about cabs. There's not many people who've built what he's got. People could turn up for the first time and say, I don't know what to expect. I said, well, there's nothing to compare with what he's got down there. I mean, who does that? I mean, just look at his house. He has to put his little thing on it all, and he's certainly done it down there. You can't have anything just normal. There ain't no normal around Dave. No normal. So I suppose that's his normal, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he's well, from what I've seen, he's a really nice fella, and I think that gets missed quite a lot. I think.
Oh, people's perception of him, you know, it varies, you know, and some people are intent on disliking him. I'll be honest with you, when I first met him, someone introduced me to him, said, do you want to meet Dave? He's over there, you know. And I'll be honest with you, I thought, I bet he's alright, you know. I won't say it, but I didn't have high expectations just because of what like everyone else, what I've read or what I've heard. But he just made me laugh. Like, I look at some of the photos and I went, how did anyone make me laugh that much? I've got that much of a double chin, you know. And I completely thought I've got him wrong, you know. And from then on we kind of like clicked, and he's made me laugh a lot ever since.
So have you got any stories about David you'd like to share with us?
You know what, I think the most fun times I think could just be sitting in his front room. It don't have to be out and about anywhere special. We could be sitting in the front room, him and his old friend Brendan, who lives in the house with him. Them two are like, I said they should have been on the stage as a comedian like couple, and once they're on a roll, that's it. Especially when he's got a little crowd of people. I mean, we've had some hilarious time just sitting around this table, you know, after a party or something, and just. To me, that's the best times, you know. Just in your own environment, having a giggle. It doesn't matter about him going out and doing all these unusual things. To me, that's the most fun times.
Come here, you fucking gorgeous bastard. You come?
Okay. Yeah.
I've known David about 20, 25, maybe 28 years or something like that. We used to run, me and my brothers used to run a big security firm. We had loads of clubs, like the Gas Club, Camden Palais and all that. There were 120 men working for us back in the day. And we just all knew Dave, we all got to know each other in the Gas Club, which was like a top club in the 90s and all that, you know. Yeah, and but we've had some laughs, some good times, you know what I mean? A few parties, there's always a party around Dave. Dave is a party man, you know. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So did you meet David through doing the doors and things like that?
Yeah, well, through the clubs, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, 'cause we was running the Gas Club, and that was one of the most popular clubs in the 90s, you know, in London, and you know, they were really good times down there, you know, and we've done all the security for Ronnie and Reggie Kray and Charlie Kray's funeral. I supplied Dave most of the men for that, you know.
Yeah.
There was about 80 door bouncers, bodyguards, miners there, and actually me and a couple of my pals, we looked after Ronnie Kray's body in the funeral parlour. We had to stay there all night, sitting in the funeral parlour next to a coffin, because they was worried people might come in and try and, you know, nick his Rolex or a souvenir or break in there or something, you know. So we done the, we was my bodyguard in the dead body, you know, so it's an unusual one, that one. But, yeah.
From what I can gather, there was a bit of a backlash after that, wasn't there, about what happened to David? You know, he was pretty much shut down, wasn't he? So I mean, what do you remember about those times?
What about shut down? About what? What was that?
Well, from what I can gather from the basic research that I did, was that when you did the funeral, it was like everyone thought, well, yeah, we'll get a lot more work from this. Yeah. But as it was, it had a detrimental effect.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I didn't really, I wasn't really in any really knowledge of that really. Everyone just carried on as they did. I mean, it didn't affect my business because at the time, of course, I even though we was doing the funeral, I did try and keep myself out the papers as much as I could, you know, because I didn't want to be in the spotlight, you know. But you know, my business was all right. You know, it was a good business back in the day. But you know, I'm not in that game anymore. You know, I'm a scaffolder now and a boxer. I've been boxing all my life. You know, I boxed in a bare knuckle show last year with Dave. Dave Courtney had rung me up and said, I've got a bare knuckle fight here if you want to take it. And I went, yeah. And I went in and I boxed the geezer, knocked him out in the third round. But he caught me with a bad shot in the eye in the first round, cut me above the eye and below the eye. And my eye swelled up and shut down. So the rest of the fight I was like, bang, bang, trying to, you know, but he kept aiming for that eye and kept catching me in it. It was sickening shots and all. And I ran over his face, but I knocked him down in the first and knocked him down in the third. And it was, you know, it was a good fight, you know. And the man who I fought, Lee Rumans, called himself Mr. Wong. He's a good friend of mine now, you know. But it's usually the case. You know, most of the people I fought were good mates of mine, you know. Yeah.
So how long were you in the fight game for?
Well, I'm 52 now, and I've been boxing since I was 12. So I got in the boxing ring first at 12 years old. So, you know, a long time, you know.
Yeah. So, your average party night, kind of, what time does it go on till?
Average party in this house, oh my God. People will turn up, dribble throughout the day, maybe the day before to help him get it ready. The music and that starts coming on about 9. But if you was to come back here at 9 o'clock the next morning, there'll still be some straddlers here. Some will have crashed out. It's got a load of sofas and that crashed out. Some are still on it. And I don't know where they get their energy from. Because once I think of my bed and my feet are sore, I'm up there. But no, there's no cut-off time. The music might stop down there, but late. It's a party house, basically.
Brilliant party. As always, Dave always throws the best epic party. He is the perfect gentleman as well. And I love Debbie too.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to David earlier on downstairs, and he was.
You fucking keep your guard up, mate. Whoa, 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 whoa! Oh, fucking right, fucking. I don't know. I've never been in like that. I've never been in the drug game, so I don't. And I'm not a drinker, and all I am is a fighter. That's all. Hey! Sorry, that's all I've ever been like. But when I trained Matt Leg up in prison, he you know, I said to him, he was fucking the Krays and everything. He loved it all, and I said, why don't you become a fighter? He said, why? I said, because they love a good fighter. And he become a fighter, and they used to go. I mean, he was fighting in Watford. Dave went down to see him. All the top boys. Roy Shaw went down to see him, like, you know. So, you know, it goes hand in hand. You can be a fighter or a boxer. Doesn't make you a criminal. It doesn't mean you're going to go and mug people or rob people or sell drugs, like. But they've been good to me, like. I've been brought up in school. I've never had no education. I can't read or write. And when I was a youngster, no one had they wanted fuck all to do with me, like, you know. I come here tonight, everyone wants a photo with me. Of course I fucking like it, you know what I mean. I told myself as a child I'd never treat anyone the way I was treated. So this is the way I love everyone now, you know what I mean. I'd never shit on no one, like, you know. Life's too short for all that bollocks, like, you know what I mean. It's nice to be nice as well. Yeah, I've had a fight. I've hurt a few people in the fights. I've fought McPhee up in the hardest bloke from Glasgow. He killed 7 people. That's what they knew of, but he's killed a lot more. And fuck me, you positions like that, you got to fight for your life. Of course, I had to fight for my life. I dislocated his neck and really done some damage, like. But that was money. I had children to feed. And I couldn't go for a fucking interview. How can I go? I can't read or write or anything. And people like Dave's adopted me. They've taken me in. And they've never told me, like, I had to go and work for them or fucking pick this up or pick that there. Like, I come in their company and they treat me lovely, like, you know what I mean? And it's a shame, like, you know, if I had education, like, I wouldn't have been a fighter. But as far as I'm concerned, like, you know what I mean? I've never robbed anyone, you know. And the people, the company I've been in, they're lovely people. What they do is their business, like, you know what I mean? But I keep saying, Dave, he should turn the other cheek now and out the boys out, you know, in the prisons and everything, like, you know, the youngsters, and put them the right way, like, you know. He could do this. He could do, because he's magic. He's got something about him, a personality, like, and it's fucking blinding. It really is nice. And he's got such a nice, and this side. Only a few people have seen, only people who are close to him, like, you know, he plays, you know what I mean, he's been a gangster and that, but if he could just put that aside, like, and go the way I'd like to see him go, like, and I'd help him as much as I could, like, you know, be fantastic.
Easy for the Kray twins to run Bethnal Green in the 60s. when there was only 15,000 people in Bethnal Green, and they all spoke and understood English. Right now there's 250,000 people in Bethnal Green. Half of them cannot even say the word kratwy. Yeah, let alone respect them, and you're in charge. The Polish ain't going to listen to the Albanians ain't going to listen to the Japanese or the Chinese ain't going to listen to the Jamaicans ain't going to listen to the North London, South London, right? Right, so everyone's got their own little boss, so it's that is the difference now, and different continents of the world hold human life at different value. And in England, our villains will go, yeah, but in Moscow they will go, doof. And the job now is this: an English man will do a drive-by and shoot you. A Moscow man will actually get his girlfriend to pull you, go round the back. They will both kill you, and it just goes on the missing persons list. There is no body there. There is no murder hunt. And that's all involved in the price. It's a completely different fucking level of shopping. Yeah, you pay for someone to get done. He gets done and took away. He's just never seen again. He just don't come home one day. Yeah. So there's not a murder hunt. There's no big thing. And if you know about a murder hunt, that is long, tedious, and murder is the most successful crime that the British police force catch. Yeah, I think it's 96% of murders they find the culprit. Fuck me. Go and check that out on your Google on the thing, yeah? For burglary, car theft, murder, they get 96 fucking % of the people who done it. So if you just don't come home and there's nobody there, it don't go on a murder list. It's just a missing persons list. Although in England the missing persons list is growing, the actual murders, although they are genuinely, I'm telling you, I live on road, yeah, are growing. It's being done more professionally than English people have ever done it. Yeah. We will do a drive-by. They will have an accident with you at 3 a.m, but their girlfriend will get out of the car and go, sorry, did I just boom? And you're never seen again. It's a different level. It's a completely different game. And so every single solitary English naughty man has to get that in your head. Stop playing the naughty boy, because within 1 decade, which is that quick, and I only know that because I'm now 60, yeah, even though I look buff. But it's only now that I'm that old, in 1 decade, you will be out of the naughty boy world. Yeah, the Eastern Bloc criminals will run every country on earth. Hear me. I'm glad I've got this on video.
How do you know David?
My best friend is my friend.
Yeah. So, what do you reckon is going to happen then? It's going to be good?
Really good night, get drunk, and amazing time.
Yeah, well, I hope you have a good night then.
Thank you.
Yeah. So how long have you known David for?
I've known Dave for about 24 years.
And what brings you to the party apart from doing the barbecued food and things like that? Is this something you've always done?
Oh, I've been coming here since he's been doing since he's been doing the parties. But cooking, I enjoy it, so and I get to see everybody.
And where's my burger?
All right, it's on its way. Yeah, I get to see everybody that comes in and out. And Dave's a gentleman.
The other thing about it is, you know, throughout the year, he's done all these different charity events and stuff to raise money for things like Grenfell. And, you know, he's a really generous, honest, lovely guy. And so it's a pleasure for us to work for him. And the entertainment, as you can see, is always superb. So everybody is like really invested in having a good time to help other people as well.
My whole house is a man's house. Yeah, it is a very alpha male house. I live here with my friend. I do not live here with any ladies. It is frequented a lot by ladies, and I have a lot of parties. It is a fun house, but it is a man's house. It is base camp 1 for an awful lot of naughty people. Yeah, and once you make it to this house on like a Monopoly board, this would be home. Yeah, whatever problem you have, if you can get to this house, you're safe, because I have got a phone book that will mend whatever problem you have. Right? Whatever problem, it does not have to be criminal, does not have to be illegal or against the law or murderous or whatever. Any problem you have, I have the telephone number to mend that, which is why I'm known as the Yellow Pages of the Underworld. I've got a head full of telephone numbers. I'm not the naughtiest man, by far, right? But I do know someone that is the naughtiest man. And that is what they say, that it's not what you know, it's who you know. In no other world is that more important or realistic than the one I live in. Yeah? If you can beat me up, right? But I know someone, some little Russian that will come around and shoot you for nothing more than a pat on the head, you're in the firm, yeah? I'm scarier than you, so don't fucking do it. Yeah, you understand what I mean? It's not what you know, it's who you know, and I'm afraid today's world is exactly about that. And I have a head full of telephone numbers, so, boom!